This is James and Gabe. We're with Team HellBangs. We're here at the Rockstar Energy Drink Revolt on the Rio Grande Day 2. Sunburnt, hot, sweaty. We're here with the Chuck Shaffer Picture Show. Guys, how you doing, man?
Good, man. Thanks for having us.
Oh, easy, no problem. So, introduce yourself. Tell us what you do in the band.
I'm Brian. I play guitar and sing.
Dave, I play bass. Adam, drums, and get the girls.
And you're Gabe Gambino.
I'm Gabe Gambino.
So, Chuck Shaffer Picture Show. I heard something about a school janitor that had some kind of idea. Is that where the name came from? Tell me about that.
Well, pretty much at a table much like this one, he would come around on the daily basis, get our trash from my high school, and he would stop and tell us about this picture show idea that he had. We never really quite understood what it was, but from what I understand, it was for the marching band. And so he wanted to have the music and these pictures moving around, but he told us fairly regularly. So we thought it was funny. Originally it was a song name, and then we bumped it up to a band name.
It's a cool band name, you know, and it's cool that you guys got a story behind it. You know, you didn't pull it out of the air. That's kind of awesome. So, about your music, people that aren't familiar with the Chuck Shaffer Picture Show, in a nutshell, without putting it in a genre, tell us about your music.
So, I guess it's, without putting it in a genre, it's kind of like a good little mix between Incubus and Chevelle, I guess you could say. So we have melodic rock, we don't scream, we don't swear, but it's still rock. You know, it's 3 instruments and a vocal, and that's it. There's nothing really added to it. And everything you hear on the CD, we can reproduce live. So.
Yeah, Gabe's actually he's a musician from a local band here in Albuquerque. 2 bands actually. So from a musician standpoint, it's good Gabe to ask some questions.
Yeah, it was, you know, I find it hard, like, you know, how important is it to be able to reproduce that live? You know, what you can do in the studio.
I think that's to the eye of the beholder, because you go to a lot of shows and a lot of fans maybe aren't musically inclined. They probably won't know what's real and what's fake, what's the show, what's being played, etc. But as a musician, I tend to watch for that. It doesn't really take me away from the show, but I do know what I like. I know that I like to produce what I play. I don't like to fake it. It's more of a respect level for the fans. But hey, I'm out here working my butt off. This is what I did. This is what you liked. I'm not going to give you something you don't want.
And when we record it, we keep all that in mind. Like, there's always a time when the producer's like, oh, we can add this synth in, or we can add this. And 9 times out of 10, we're like, well, we don't have a synth player, so let's not put that on. Because, you know, if you go to a show and you're used to the CD and you're used to this crazy little drop beat, and then you get there and it's not there, it just sounds, you know, empty. But if you have a full sound set of instruments, you can reproduce that live, and it just, I like
Some
it.
bands they're pretty reliant on tracks nowadays, and we try to stay away from that because we don't want to have an accidental, like, oh, we're on the wrong song, stop.
Yeah, you hear a lot about that with bigger bands and stuff like that.
And if it breaks down, and then it's a little bit sad, but it has happened in the past where it's like, our track's broke, sorry, we can't play the show, and the sound guys are like, why not? Let's just play your instruments. And, so we actually do have one synth part in a song called Run for Cover, but I transposed it to make it a guitar solo for live purposes. So,
And the music is heavy.
Yeah. So to make that work, it's kind of crazy from a musician standpoint.
Yeah.
He runs 2 guitar heads at once, and then he plays synth guitar, kinda. I run 2 bass heads, and so I keep one of them toned like a baritone guitar, kind of. So when he plays the synth, I click in the distortion, so it sounds
you guys
like.
are covering each other for sound.
So,
Well, speaking of music, jump in right. Record out?
3 of them, yeah.
3 of them.
we just dropped a brand new one June 25th. It's called Temporary Fix. We got pretty lucky with the whole Earning Ball Battle of the Bands contest. So we got to spend the whole month of January out in LA with Jay Bumgardner, who has done Papa Roach.
That's awesome.
That's it. We just did Papa Roach.
And he did, another cool thing was he did Mindset Evolution, and they played yesterday. We're good friends.
We came out to check them out, and awesome guys.
So, how is it being on a festival with people like in the background, you can see Dustin Kagan and
Pretty sucky. It sucks.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It was cool that they wanted to come out with us.
Yeah, that's awesome.
No, it's
Good up and comers, right?
It's pretty unreal, actually. Like, I remember day 2 we were sitting watching Alice's set, and we were like, our name is on this shirt too. This is pretty cool.
Last night, Road Crew Russ, our road manager, tour manager, we sat and watched a 1988 clip of Guns N' Roses. And I was born in 1987. So the fact that I see them all rocking out, now I'm actually getting woken up with us hanging out at the back of our van looking at Davey's bed. Like, oh, I remember sleeping in the van back in the day with Michael and just hanging out. It's like, wow, this is so humbling. They're just here doing their thing just like we are, and it's all camaraderie, we're all friends. It's really refreshing.
That's the beautiful thing about this tour is that we've done some other festival style things like Warped. Right. But this is very family oriented. A lot of times we'll eat meals with some of the other bands, the staff.
So can advice,
Yeah.
learn and be a part of it.
Trying to be a little bit of a sponge so we can kind of.
Definitely. What's the best advice you guys gotten from some of the main stage bands?
Really just I think have endurance. The bands that can like keep going through the shit. There's gonna be a tough time. A lot of bands will give up when they hit that brick wall. And if you can hang on, obviously those are the only ones that'll have a chance of making it. But
And another good one is from the Walking Papers, who are all like huge people in front of us, like in and of themselves. Just kind of keep yourself clean and, you know,
Definitely.
just like all the lessons that all these other bands have learned, you know, they're kind of like fatherly advice, like listen, son, do it this way. And this will help
we
out.
call the drummer Uncle Barrett.
Uncle Barrett.
Yeah, Barrett, yeah.
Sit down with him. But he's a great guy, man. Like, Russ and I were talking about going out and doing some yoga with those guys, and just like they're really like active and like take care of yourself on the road. Don't.
Yeah, I know how hard it is to do that when you're on a tour. It's easy to get sick and sick of each other. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's no water.
We've learned a good cycle of like, all right, who's gonna have the quiet band time, and then yeah, man,
after you tour long enough with the same people, you just know the little buttons that get pushed, and you can kind of see it in the eyes when like you're right about at that button, and you're like, oh, I'm just gonna drive now. You just like look forward, and everybody has their thing. Like with me, it's money. Like when anything with money or business gets messed up, him, it's like sleep and food. If sleep and food aren't good for him, then it's not good for anybody.
As a lead singer, I understand the importance of water and food and staying healthy on the road.
Oh, dude, when I first started, if we had big shows coming up, like fail-proof, a week, maybe 4 days before, I'd get strep throat or something.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just, it's happening every time. Like,
yeah, I only get strep throat for really important things.
yeah. I like to reserve that for like really important events. So.
Well, Team HellBangs, the Hellion, Gabe Gambino,
Thanks,
took care
guys.
for Picture Show. Shout out to your fans.
Guys, thank you so much.
Shout.
Oh, do you guys
Let it all out.
Do you guys got a website that they can go to listen to music?
We've never been on the internet.
Yeah, you can go to you can get their stuff on vinyl or
The library.
Eight-track tape.
We are actually wax cones. They're good in the summer in Albuquerque.
Thanks so much for having us, guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, sir. We're gonna try and take some
Nice meeting
pictures
you
of you
guys.
guys.